Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'll be reacting to Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 2. This is another rewatch for me. I have previously seen this episode and the previous episode when they first released, before I decided to take a break from Discovery. The only thing I think I remember from this episode is furthering the discussion of Gray getting a body. Beyond that, it would make sense that Booker would be mourning the loss of his planet, of his people, of his family, but I don't remember any other plot points that are significant in this episode. Anyways, before I get into this episode, don't forget to like this video if you like it, and if you have anything to say about this episode or the previous episodes, please put it in the comments. Also, if you're not currently subscribed but you like this kind of content, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It really helps me to stay motivated to get these videos out and helps the channel to grow, so thank you. I don't believe I have anything else to say before diving into this episode, so I will go ahead and do that. Maybe I should watch the recap.
The Federation, Lara Rillick.
Just in case there's stuff from before last episode.
President of Navarre.
Navarre is Vulcan, right? It previously was Vulcan. PTSD. Or just, I don't know. Yeah, it would be PTSD. Replaying. I guess he's replaying it on his ship's logs. Or no, maybe this is this in his head, or is he actually like replaying the visual? It's kind of amazing that like the planet was destroyed, but his ship survived. Like, wild.
No,
I need you to go.
Okay.
Give him some time.
Check on you later.
You can't solve everyone's problems. I assume they'll solve the problem of the anomaly, but I'm just saying that she can't fix his emotional problems.
And I've been trying to get him to talk. Or cry. Anything.
Get him a ship's counselor. Although, most of the time when people are in that much pain, they don't really receive counselors very well.
I've been conducting post-mission analyses to figure out what I could have done differently.
I know that it's like, he's like extra tall because of the hoof feet, but he's tall. Dang.
Yes, I heard that you were offered the command of the USS Sojourner. Congratulations.
I'd rather stay on Discovery.
It would be my honor, and indeed my privilege, to do the same for you as your number one, if you'll have me.
I will take that.
What else was she gonna say? She wasn't gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
Why was Quajan destroyed and the station wasn't?
Gravitational waves impact depends on where the object is relative to the source. The closer the object, the greater the damage.
Maybe that explains why Book's ship survived. But he was in the atmosphere of the planet, or like leaving the atmosphere of the planet. So, what do I know though?
This anomaly threatens us all equally. We must all work together.
Discovery will leave for the Anomaly.
Conspiracy theory. It's the Federation who's doing this to get people to come into the Federation. Obviously, I'm joking.
Well, maybe you just like have a little more swagger going on or something. It's a compliment.
Then I thank you. Very sorry for what you went through on the space station.
Sometimes it doesn't even look like his mouth is moving with the words.
Nahlis and Quajan, all those people. Life is just a blink, huh? It is one heartbeat in the entire lifespan of the universe. I don't really think I understood that before.
It's one of those things that, like, you think you would realize coming into the future, knowing that all your loved ones are gone. Like, everything you knew is just gone, but I suppose it's different in some ways.
How about Mr. Saru?
That would be acceptable.
Commander Bryce.
I suppose. I feel like they're really trying to lean into the Mr. Spock sort of situation there.
Not on our watch.
I'm a little reluctant to say, I don't want to sound too critical, but like, I can definitely see what people mean by the speeches that Discovery makes. There's a lot of speeches and a lot of attempts to elicit elicit emotion. Doesn't affect me though. Like, it's like the emotion. Like, it's like, okay, this speech seems not really necessary. I think everyone knows the mission they're going to be on, but again, I don't want to sound too critical. I feel like that's a valid issue that some people have with this show.
Plus, my ship can change shape to compensate for the torque. As long as I'm not inside too long.
Science holds.
I don't know. I feel like he's too close to this to be involved in any way. Like, why is he on the Discovery? I don't think he should be so involved.
And I'm not?
How could you be?
Exactly. She understands. I mean, not enough to kick him off the ship, but still. Then again, he would probably just go and do his own thing, take his ship and do his own investigation.
It's everything I'd imagined. I can't believe I get to start my life again.
My question is, and I thought about this in the past week, isn't Gray like a manifestation of the symbiont? How do they plan on transferring Gray's consciousness to this body?
Well, the fact that Gray's consciousness has already survived transfer to a new host one seems to be a good sign. But we should ask Guardian Z once the synthetic body's ready.
When?
So yeah, I'm confused about the symbiont. What's gonna happen to does the symbiont stay in Adira? Like,
why not get rid of all the things that aren't totally me, you know?
Fair. I'm just imagining they had to do that without. I mean, maybe the actor for Gray was standing there, but like just like him, Colbert doing the thing without anything actually there. It's just funny to me. Funny to imagine.
The computer is now Zora.
Pick the name herself.
Interesting. Wonder what the classic Star Trek computer would have named themselves if had they had the ability to do so.
You might as well blow me out an airlock.
Oh.
I guess a reference to her being in the vacuum of space in the last episode for a bit. For like a few seconds.
Blow me out an airlock?
It was humor.
Neuralink. You'll feel everything on...
Unless there's something I'm forgetting about him getting blown out an airlock at some point. Or one of them. I don't know.
When you lost me, what did you want people to say to you?
It's not nearly the same thing.
True. He lost a whole planet.
Things have been seriously awkward with him since he jumped Discovery to the dilithium planet. So, I've been meaning to ask you.
Anthony Rapp is so pale. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would think he might be, like, albino. He certainly has very blue eyes.
Polo's freak her out. She can't smell you. Come on, darling.
Love the cat.
I'm here for the data. You wouldn't know what to look for.
Fine. I fly, you scan.
Well, I mean, can't really blame him for being so bitter. Although I'm sure Stamets is taking it personally because of his concerns about their relationship.
Pretty large chunks in here.
It did just pass through a planetary system.
That is rough. That's rough, buddy.
Artificial gravity generators are unable to compensate for extreme...
How long will it last?
It will pass in. Now.
Now. Okay.
Damn it, I lost navigation.
We're pulling you out!
No. We need this data, we need answers.
No, book!
I could really use...
Some of Book's line deliveries are not as, I don't know, strong as I would expect them to be. Well, I mean, on the bright side, it's not like reestablishing gravity in a more intense in a more intense way. You know, like slamming them on the ground. It's just a normal amount of gravity, right? And that doesn't seem like a very high place to fall from. So,
Or we can release the tether and allow them to continue their work.
He doesn't have navigation.
And without that data, Captain, we have nothing.
true. Don't let your emotions about Book keep you from your mission.
They're talking about pulling us out.
Yeah, that's what happened. We have to release the tether.
Does it sound like he's...
If you keep zoning out like that, then you won't.
It's impossible to distinguish between stress and emotional instability.
True. You only have an audio, not a visual. But if he keeps what I was going to say is if he keeps zoning out like that, they're going to lose time anyways. So, I mean, obviously I can't judge his PTSD and that sort of thing. It's just, I don't know. I worry that I'm sounding too critical here. Well, are you going to lose Stamets though? Like the hologram? The connection?
I haven't been able to send any of the data back. It lives here on the ship, and
so the ship needs to get back.
But we think, in theory, a book could catch one of these waves and sort of...
write it. Yeah.
Now!
You sure?
Go!
You just wasted a whole, second.
Book?
I missed it.
Damn. Listen.
Yeah, because you wasted a whole second.
Another distortion will come in less than 2 minutes.
Also, kind of crazy that Burnham's, doing it by feel instead of, getting the computer to detect, to, calculate the best or the most ideal thing and then, sending him a signal that says, go. The chance for human error is not ideal.
Bryce, open a private channel, please.
I was about to say, and everyone will hear it.
And I won't fail you. Now or ever, I am with you.
See, now this speech makes sense. He needs it. The speech at the beginning of the mission, not necessary. So much time lost to this. So many missed opportunities to ride the wave. I mean, they're not using the power, so they still have the chance to do it. It's just, a lot of time.
Now.
Well, I mean, we're pretty sure it's gonna work. It's just, I don't necessarily remember how this episode ended, but I doubt it would end with Book dying. After all this emotional whiplash, I don't know if whiplash was the right word, but...
Nice work here. Really good work.
Nice.
Well, this data should be a gold mine.
Better be, after all you went through. I mean, I guess with all that time that they that they had with Burnham speaking to him, they could have gained a lot more data. So I guess that's a positive thing that came out of that.
I do get arm tingles in the spore drive. Yeah. Weirdest thing.
I don't remember. Why is he special enough to be in the spore drive? What makes his physiology compatible? Is it all Quajon? Because Stamets said that it was Stamets and Booker that are the only ones that can operate it. So if it's all Quajon, then, you would hope that some other Quajon weren't on planet.
I don't know, something's off, or, I'm off.
I feel like I vaguely remember this conversation.
I was kind of hoping that we could talk about it sometime.
Culber becomes the counselor.
A little awkward, but not hard.
You did good.
Thank you. I want to go dig into that data.
All right.
Go save.
Oh gosh. The awkward. Oh yeah. That's good. I like that. What's going on, Adira? Is it just a lot to take in?
You were kind of a big deal today. You know that?
I don't know how I'd feel as Adira, because on one hand, they've got their loved one with them for most of the time, but also it seems like Gray just appears sometimes, and I don't know how I'd feel. I don't know if I'd want someone just to be there watching this whole time,
It's okay. You can tell me.
Everything that,
Yeah, it's just a lot to take in. Talk to Culber. He's willing to talk. If you need therapy.
Then you're gonna make a great guardian someday.
I still don't know whether this whole Incorporation thing works out, but I hope it does. I hope if it doesn't, that they tell the story in a effective way. That's, I don't know. I hope they do a good job of storytelling, is what I'm trying to say.
You're gone, Michael.
It's hard to imagine what that would be like. I suppose you could connect it to world events that are happening today, but still, for me, it's not something that I personally have any nearness to, if that makes any sense.
This is the anomaly when we arrived. And this is it after we left.
Flipped around.
We gathered this data in order to predict its path. Are you saying we cannot do that?
No, sir, we can't. Could go anywhere. At any time and...
Makes you wonder if it's alive. Interesting. Makes you wonder. Okay. All right, that's it. All right. I don't know. I think I will say that I don't like this episode as much as the last episode, but it's not awful. Overall, I would say it's a good episode in that it moves the plot along, increases the mystery of the anomaly. We get to see a little bit of Book's journey through his PTSD and his regrets and progression of his relationship with Stamets. I hope we get to see a little more of that in the future. I'd like to see them interact more. I hope it's not just let's fix their relationship and then not discuss it again for the rest of the season. I'm excited at the prospect of Gray getting a body. I don't really know if that's going to come to fruition. I liked the little bit of, I don't know, Tilly snapping at Adira, but then towards the end of the episode giving them like a compliment on their work, and yeah, I don't know, I thought that was nice. And like I said, I think my biggest complaint in the episode was the speech that Burnham gave to the whole ship before going on the mission. Like, it wasn't a bad speech or anything, it was just felt unnecessary. I feel like everyone on the ship already knew the stakes of the mission. They knew that Book's planet was destroyed and that the mission would be dangerous, and like I don't think that a captain should have to make a speech at the beginning of a mission, of every mission at least. I mean, it can happen in some missions depending on the situation, but I don't think this situation really merited that personally. And I think it was trying to elicit emotion from the audience that, I don't know, it didn't elicit any emotion from me, but it felt like it was trying. So, and then, I don't know, there are some moments where, like, when Burnham was like, we'll call you Mr. Saru. It just felt like, okay, you're just trying to appeal to people who like Mr. Spock, like, at that title that he had, and like, you're trying to elicit this nostalgia for old Trek, but you don't necessarily need to do that. Be your own thing. Be your own thing, Discovery. I think those are all my thoughts for this episode. I am looking forward to seeing what happens next. It's all new to me. Looking forward to seeing what happens and how this all gets resolved before Season 5. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Do you agree with my criticisms of this episode? If not, I'm happy to try and see your perspective. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys, and I hope to get this uploaded tonight. And I hope to have the time next week to continue with this trend of recording and uploading weekly. But the semester is coming to a close. I will be busy with finals and getting projects done, so hopefully that won't interfere too much with this, but just keep that in mind. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next week.